We recently stayed at the Westin Reserva Conchal with our 4-year-old and our 9-month-old, so here is our honest review about the resort.
We're going to answer these questions pretty rapidly. If you want a more in-depth video, we're going to have a day in the life video as well as a video just covering the food that you can watch as well. So if you feel like we glossed over some things that would go in those videos, please check those videos out because we're trying to make this one quick. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the distance from the airport. It takes about an hour and a half to get from the Liberia airport to the Westin Reserva Conchal. We rented like a bus with a bunch of people. You'll have to do it however you see fit, but it's about an hour and a half trip.
We stayed in a junior family suite. I, for some reason, thought we were going to get the room with like bunk beds, but we got 2 queens and that was totally fine. There was plenty of space for all of our stuff to be stored in closets. There was a small dining table to eat at. There was a small couch and a coffee table, and the couch also pulled out into a bed, so we could have slept even more people in there. There was like almost like separated spaces, so that felt really nice. And there was room for the pack and play that they provided. So they do provide a crib, which is a pack and play with a thick mattress for your baby. They also provided waters and snacks every day. That was kind of like something that we had to request a lot to be refilled. But the coffee was really nice and the bathroom was adequate size. They have an ironing board and they didn't have a bathtub, which was fine. We just had the shower.
We had an inflatable bathtub that we brought for our 9-month-old, and we also brought a slumber pod, like one of those blackout pods that goes on top of a pack and play for him to nap in. Highly recommend both of those things as well. If you stay in a family suite, then you get access to the family club, and you also get access to like a family section of the pool, which is really nice. The kids club has activities from 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Every hour on the hour, there's something for them to do. And they have really great staff that will do that with them. They'll take them on scavenger hunts. They'll take them to the pool. They do all kinds of things with them. Letty loved the kids club. And then right next to it was like a family lounge area that had a full little bar for you to make your own drinks. It had snacks. It had couches and games that you could kind of go in there and hang out. And then it had staff in there as well that could, call a golf cart for you if you needed a ride. They could make reservations for you. They could get waters and snacks brought to your room.
Yeah, the staff was very nice. Like, I had no issues. I would say my only like qualm about the kids club or that area is just it felt a little bit older, so it felt a little dirty. I don't know how often it gets cleaned, but it didn't bother me. But with a baby that crawls, like I didn't feel like I could put him down. And the toys that they provided were just kind of old. So anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe some updating.
I didn't notice those things, so you can just tell the difference between mom and dad looking at things. And then when it comes to the pool, the family area of the pool had like a really nice like beach entry area. So like even our 9-month-old could sit and like play in the water there. They had little lounges, and then they had an attendant that would take orders for you, go get you towels, go get you drinks. There was a little bar off to the side by you that would do snow cones for the kids and things like that. So really great to have like the family perks there. Highly recommend that if you're traveling with your kids.
We have an entire video that is dedicated to the food and dining experience, so we're not going to go over that. Definitely check out that video. We'll like link it above or link it in the comments.
Yeah, what we will say is that we always had food options available. There was always something the kids would eat. And that there was never really an issue when it came to food.
We were a little bit worried looking at the reviews for the resort because there were a lot of people talking about how they had to walk everywhere and they couldn't get a golf cart. And so when we got there, I was actually pleasantly surprised that the entire resort, in my opinion, was very walkable and a great size, like smaller than I thought in a good way. The only times we took a golf cart was to get our luggage to our room and then back on the last day. There's one restaurant, the Tapas restaurant, that is near the lobby, and so that is definitely a longer walk, so maybe golf cart there. But overall, we could walk the entire resort.
Yeah, I would say that on average, you could walk to something in 2 to 3 minutes. Maybe something was further away and it would take like 4 minutes to do. I ran the entire perimeter loop of the property and it's only 0.8 miles. So I couldn't imagine anything being further than zero point 0.4 miles from you, worst case scenario. And I don't even think anything was really that far away, which may sound like a long walk, but it's like, I don't know. I don't think anything, like I said, took more than 4 or 5 minutes to walk to. But you could call a golf cart and they would pick you up if you needed it, but don't think that you'll always need it to get around the property.
One of the best parts about the resort is the wildlife. You literally feel like you're in the jungle, like maybe at the zoo, which was so fun for our 4-year-old. We saw iguanas, we saw raccoons, we saw howler monkeys, we saw an entire dragonfly migration. So there's so many different kinds of birds.
Yeah, there's almost 1,000 different species of birds. So you see so many birds when you're there. You do feel like you're in the jungle. Like they do a really good job of making you feel like you're
Yeah,
in
they
the
kept
jungle.
the landscape, it wasn't just built up to be something separate from Costa Rica. Like you actually feel like you're immersed in the environment. So overall, the service and staff I felt was great and like very, I would say better than typical, service. I felt like they went above and beyond for you. I will say that if you speak Spanish, you're going to have maybe an easier time
Yeah.
because most of the staff speak Spanish.
Yeah, there was none of this staff that couldn't understand you speaking English to them, but they maybe had a harder time like communicating back and forth with you. But you could still talk to them in English, but if you did speak Spanish, it'd be easier to get your point across a lot of times. So overall, I think I would give it like 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, same.
And then the question is like, would you come back? And the truth is, like, Aubrey and I have been to Costa Rica twice now. And although we've enjoyed it every time, it's a very long trek for us because of the flight in and then the drive you have to make once you get in. For us, I think like, if we were to fly anywhere else again, like I'd rather fly to Hawaii or to some other places that we haven't been. If we were to come back to Costa Rica, I definitely would look at staying at this resort again. I'm just not sure that we'll be back in Costa Rica anytime soon.
Yeah, I can't think of a reason that we would specifically go back to that resort because we just like to try different things. We didn't do any excursions on our trip, but we heard that all of them were great and they felt safe. The resort felt safe.
Yeah, a lot of people did zip lining and ATVs. And I will say, Costa Rica is known for its fishing. So if you are going to do an excursion, maybe look into fishing. I know you can do like sailfish and stuff like that. I know a lot of people that go fishing and have a really great time. If we were to go back to Costa Rica, that's something I would want to do. So if you're looking at Costa Rica, I definitely recommend checking out this resort. Just check out our other videos. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them down below.
As always, thanks for watching.
You're worth it.